This is the Bull Mountain Brothers podcast.
I just wanted to take a moment of your time to talk to you about one of our sponsors, F&H Contracting and Fence, located in Billings, Montana. If you're looking to spruce up your yard or want a little more privacy for them summer backyard barbecues, or maybe you just need part of your fence repaired, contact our friends at F&H Contracting and Fence by texting 406-661-7484. From front yards to farmyards and even chain link to vinyl, they've got you covered. Now back to the action.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This is the BMB Network, and you're listening to the 58th podcast of the Bull Mountain Brothers. What's up, guys?
Whoa.
What?
There's some new stuff going on here.
Well, first of all, we're in studio with Lodge crew member Josh Adamson. Josh, what is up, brother?
Hey, boys.
He's filling in. I'm just kidding. He's not really filling in. He's replacing Matt. No. We had him scheduled. Matt's just not here. What's up, dude? What? I'm trying to look at Sean because actually the way that Sean and I usually communicate is I look at him through the TV, but now there's a giant.
Was that not his one rule before we went into this podcast?
It is.
No phones on the table.
Well, I forgot I left it there. We were doing a lot of outreach networking before the podcast.
No, that's what you call that.
I was trying to set up a coos deer hunt for us, guys. Come on.
All right.
Is that not something we're interested in?
Sean's dead.
Oh.
Rest in
Anyway,
peace.
as you were saying, please.
I forgot what I was saying.
You were saying that
I'm
you
back
were
on thinking about the coos deer thing because
No.
I think it's awesome.
You were communicating with me through the TV.
Oh yeah. I usually am able to communicate to Sean by looking at the TV, and which is kind of, I don't know how that's actually true because I can just look at you
Yeah.
like
I
that.
feel like Sean's the easiest person.
But now we have studio lighting in here. I'm not really sure if
Should we just
people
stare
can
at
tell.
ourselves for the next hour and a half?
Yeah, I don't know if people can tell or not.
I don't know if have we ever told people that that's like the reason we don't look at the camera.
It's because there's a TV of us up.
Yeah,
in the
like
wall.
there's a TV right up on the wall there that we is linked to everything that we're doing here.
Yeah, notice I said when you're talking, I always look at the TV to watch you talking, and then I'm like, oh, it probably looks like I'm staring off into space.
I don't know if we've ever addressed that though publicly.
Why? Because the fact that you could watch a YouTube video and I just stare, I look at the camera, but off a corner.
Yeah, it's not like you're definitely not looking at the camera, but you're looking in a general vicinity of the camera. But it's because the TV's there, and I wonder the same thing about our Zoom guests too, because when we have Zoom guests, their camera that they can only see, right, is kind of in the center where the camera that you're seeing us right now is. We never look at it, really. I mean, we try to sometimes, but realistically, the reason that we're looking over at the TV is because they're up on the TV while they're talking.
Right.
And so it's we think we're looking at them, but then Ramsey and I have them both on our screen.
Right,
Because
so I
he
can
sees
just
what
look
the
at my
TV
screen.
sees, and then I bring to the TV what, blah, blah, blah. But the whole time we're doing a Zoom interview, Ramsey and I are just like this.
Sean, I'm waiting for Josh to just start.
What do I do with my hands? But do you think, I mean, really though.
Oh my gosh, look how white his teeth are.
Oh my gosh. Oh, whoa. Gosh dang, we're going to glare on the TV. I'm not be able to see
Turn the
nothing.
brightness down a little bit.
Quit smiling, Jesus. Put that away.
That's dangerous.
Yeah. By the way, Josh knows a good dentist for dentures. Yes.
You like that?
That was he tried.
I reached.
He
Those
tried.
are real.
That was a good one.
What a dick.
Guys, can I so obviously this is the first Lodge crew we've done since Dylan.
Was Dylan? No.
Yeah, it was.
Well,
When we talked about
I
the
guess
girls, the guys trip.
F&H, I guess, was a.
Yeah, technically it was an interview,
Yeah.
essentially. So we're still going along the lines of these are a little bit more laid back. It's not 100%
Structured.
structured outdoor talk.
For sure.
So I'm going to bring up a subject right now. I've been thinking about this.
Wow.
What? Or did I interrupt you?
No.
All right, so check this
Yes.
out. This is
No.
okay.
Go ahead.
What are you
No, you're
going to
good.
say?
There's plenty of podcasts left for your topic, Sean.
I don't
All right,
actually
all right.
have one.
Okay. So I've been thinking about this. I want to do a top tier list here, right? So you're going to give your
God, the hand's already going.
I want you to do so So how it's gonna be? You're gonna get like 3 choices, and you're gonna give me. You're gonna start with your. What's happening?
I think
Why?
I'm being made fun of. I'm not sure.
Oh, because Josh's hands.
He's
are
over there like this.
like a
He's like,
bully.
I'm not gonna do the Ricky Bobby thing.
They're also trying to explain what you're doing, but like we're obviously the only ones on camera right now. Bunch of rookies. All right, you ready for this top? Do you guys understand how a tier list goes?
Tier.
So we'll go tier 3, tier 2, tier 1.
Do I need to get something out to write on here?
Nah, yeah, sure. I mean, yeah.
Is
yeah.
this similar to a draft?
like kind of, but like you're just basically saying like
Rough or finished?
there's going to be 3 answers to this situation, and you're going to give me like your least favorite of the answers and then your favorite answer, right? And then they're like top like
See, how many do you have?
what do you mean?
Like you
3. You get 3. Each
3?
person gets 3 like
and we rate them? Okay.
Yeah. And then we're just gonna talk about them. Like this isn't like a list deal. It's just we're gonna talk about each other's tiers. What?
Josh was so funny.
Why are they going after Josh?
I
right
don't
now?
know. Easy target, I suppose.
Are you guys ready for this?
Yeah.
All right. So I've been thinking about this lately because like I had this like I was watching this video the other day, and it just dawned on me. And this is gonna be like if you're not from the '90s, then just peace out. Right? If you just want to leave right now and come
Don't
back
peace
in 20
out.
minutes.
This might.
Just stay on here. We actually need you for the analytics, so stay here. My question is, I want you to think of like when you were like 9 years old. No. 8 years old, about 13. Nostalgic childhood things.
You're talking like one of the things would be like the sounds for the load into the PS2 with the
Yeah. Like nostalgic childhood memories, right?
I got you.
Okay, you do that. Is that in your tier?
Oh, that's definitely in my tier. No, it's fine. It's fine.
Okay.
Is that your number 1?
There's nothing wrong
No,
with
it's
that.
number 3.
I have nothing wrong with that. I'm just personally not.
Loading into
PS2.
PS. Gosh, you're PS2. What are you, nerd?
What were you, an Xbox guy solely your whole life?
No, not my whole life. It didn't come out until part of my life. But, dude, the GameCube, you're going to tell me wasn't...
I never had a game.
Bro, we weren't like rich enough for something. Like that's something all my friends had. Did you even have one? You had nothing, did you?
Josh had a stick.
You had an Xbox. I remember that.
Josh had a stick in a backyard. That was
was
his
Amish.
childhood.
I grew up on.
He played stickball.
All right, so your tier 3 is the PlayStation noise.
Yeah.
Okay, Sean.
Wow, I was not fully prepared for this tier 3. You're gonna have to come back to me. next
Okay,
time.
go ahead.
I wasn't ready.
Do you want me to go? Let's just go whoever's got one lined up. My tier 3 is front yard football.
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
We would spend very many after school. Like I'm talking, like obviously when you like get into middle school, high school stuff, you're playing the actual sport. But I distinctly remember growing up as a kid, and everyone would meet up in the front yard, and we'd play tackle football in the smallest square of grass that we could. I mean, we want like, and then you throw games in there. You know, be throwing balls across the street for like what's that game?
500.
500. I mean, that brings back some childhood nostalgia for me. That's my tier 3.
Josh, you got one or?
Oh, games of 21 in the street.
Oh,
Like dodging cars when the ball would go rolling and like punching your friends in the face because you just get so
Oh, yeah.
pissed.
that's a good one. I
wonder if
can
we just say
relate to that.
21 was the most competitive thing there.
Oh,
was.
absolutely.
Seriously,
You guys also
on an 8-foot hoop too. Yeah, so you could just jam on your friends.
Yeah, you did like a 360 dunk.
yeah, for sure.
I'm going to the NBA.
That was a good one. I guess I gotta go now.
yeah.
Oh, jeez. I mean, the games at 21. That was. I'll go tier 3. Did you guys have in Billings? Did you guys have like a elementary school or middle school or something that had like
Oh yeah.
8-foot hoops?
Sandstone.
Yeah,
Yep.
that you
Dunk
could go and
ball.
do
Dunk
like
ball,
3-on-3, 5-on-5,
Yeah.
We call it dunk ball, bro.
dunk ball.
That was a-
Yeah.
I do like that.
Because some of the like more taller athletic guys could dunk.
We used to go there and like make stupid like hoop mixtapes and things like that. You know, you go like Jason Kidd style. You know, like that was fun. All right,
Sweet.
I'm gonna go hoop mixtapes on these.
My tier. Are you ready for yours? For tier 2?
Just simmer down
All right,
over
my
there.
bad.
We're already on this camera.
My bad.
Drinking from a garden hose.
That's a good one.
I don't remember doing that much.
I did it
I
all
always
the time.
did.
All the time.
So simple, but so good.
I know.
Oh my god.
Everyone's like, oh, you shouldn't drink from a garden
I'm
hose.
ready to
Like,
go
just
for my
water
tier
is-
2 if you guys.
Yeah,
are okay
bring
with
it, roll it.
So this is like, there might be multiple different names for it, but you know, like that middle school age where you go out and you do the, it's kind of like huge hide and seek, but it's like the bounty hunter. Like
We did that.
Oh yeah.
we're like,
Where
you know
like
what I mean?
guys like shine flashlights.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
flashlight.
We did
and
that at, what was the thing called?
Castle Rock
Rift?
Park.
Yeah, what's that?
We used to do it like in like
Oh my
straight
God.
up like neighborhoods. Like we get like our entire like how Great Falls was split up was like we lived in like Fox Farm or something. So like we had the whole Fox Farm, and it would be like people. I mean, we were
I have this
running
on the
like
tip of my tongue right now.
15 miles. I know
It's like
it too.
Fugitive.
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 Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's it.
Fun.
Fugitive. That one was fun.
I just went in the memory banks for that one.
You did. All right, we're up.
Fugitive's a good one. We used to do that. I remember doing that a lot because they do
Yeah.
it over by our neighborhood.
Yeah. Some guys would run just straight to where you're supposed to go. We'd like do like a 16-mile loop.
What was
You know,
crazy
it-
is the church that did it was like across the field from my parents. Like, you know where my parents live.
Yeah.
They're across the field from it. But like on the one corner, there was state land that Josh and I used to hunt like when we were kids, right? Because we could walk there. And like, so all these, like we would sneak over to the state land because we knew it was there. And like, we never won, but it was like, we'd never get caught. 'cause
It was
we'd
like
sneak-
4 miles away. We were like, that's where we're going.
Everyone's like, oh, we're done. Are these guys dead?
we like evolved it into like high school and people could drive. And so like we did it with like cars. So like it's like the whole like essentially the whole west side of Great Falls was the game. And there was certain like it was like 4 people per car. And like they would drive around and there'd just be people running around. And you would just basically like I remember running into an alley because I saw the people that were turn down a street, and I was running down the alley kind of like what's that movie? With Doughboy.
You lost me even more. I don't know.
The
Ocean's 11.
no, the
River runs through it.
River runs through it.
the football one where it's like he's got the golden ticket.
Oh,
Willy Wonka.
I'm gonna name some football. I'm gonna name some football movies, and you let me know if it's right. Varsity Blues,
No,
Replacements.
no,
Remember the Titans.
no. It's not like that. It's like where he was the kid in the hood that had the golden ticket to get out, and then he got shot.
Oh, I've never seen that one.
Oh, I can't remember the movie. Everyone's gonna hate us for not remembering, but it was like, the metaphor was a little bit far fetched, but it was like essentially the car turned down the alley, and I was at a dead sprint, and like you had to get tagged too, so people were like spinning a Brody and jumping out of the car and chasing you. I remember this one kid chased me, pulled down the street with his pickup, found me, and chased me for probably 2 miles right behind me.
Like just on foot.
On foot, yeah. Like we were just running. And then you had to it was fun. That
Oh yeah, that's funny that we did it like cities apart.
yeah.
Because
And even
I'm sure
like
people
even
did it all over.
I don't know if this would be top tier, but like kick the cans. You guys ever play that?
Oh
Yeah, yeah, I remember.
That was so
That's
much
the best
fun.
Another thing that we used to do too is we had like a little bike gang, dude. And there'd be like 7, 8 of us.
Settle down here.
What? Oh, sorry.
was
I'm sorry.
Ramsey's.
Let me go my tier 2. My tier 2 is after sports, like dinner, like going to Fuddruckers or something like that.
Or like Pizza Hut.
The Pizza Hut, like nostalgic. Like you have like the
Oh no, dude! Godfather's in the arcade.
oh, that's huge, bro. Pizza places, something like that. Like after
Post game.
everyone has those like cotton T-shirts with your jersey number on it. That was the kind of team. You know what I mean? Like
Post game parties.
post game, like little league, little guy football,
Yeah.
stuff like that. Those are like super nostalgic. Who's left on the tier
Josh,
two?
where's
Go,
tier 2?
Ramsey.
Josh,
like he's got some.
You tier 2.
No, he's already got his tier 2.
No, I've only done one.
No, I'm talking about this.
Oh.
Will you focus up?
You're
here?
up.
Come on. Hey.
All the pressure's on you. It's
Focus
okay.
up.
This was when we were older, but all our duck hunts we used to go on were just. There's too many good memories from them.
We started doing that when like we could start hunting, and so actually we had to be able to drive first, but we used to do that.
Yeah.
Like that was like because we couldn't like afford to go. Like you couldn't just go like mule deer and elk hunting,
No,
but you could go duck hunting because
we'd like have 5 decoys that we stole from our brother or something, and
we'd hop in my Camaro.
yeah, your Camaro and it's 10 degrees and icy, but we just do it anyway.
We were pretty hardcore, dude. We were dedicated. We'd hike into the spot with waders every time
Yeah,
and set up. We got pretty good at it.
yeah. Those are nostalgic for me. There's some
Yeah,
good memories.
absolutely.
there.
Who's going tier 1? Your top.
I don't have one yet.
Getting on the bikes
Okay.
with the boys
Bike gangs
and cruising around the neighborhood.
cruising down the street.
And
in
honestly,
my 6
like it
Volvo.
wasn't even people my own age. I literally would go with you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember having like 7 or 8 people at a time, maybe even more.
And I remember that we had that big hill behind the house, right? And this is one of the memories that sticks out the most to me is Noise was sitting sideways in the road, and all of a sudden you hear like the chain going on the wheels, and oh shit, and Tyler T-boned him.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Just obliterated each other.
Is that when he broke his arm?
Could have been one of the guy broke his arm like
3
times.
Like
No, that's because wasn't that because he let the dog pull him on the scooter?
Yeah,
oh,
probably.
Yeah. Yep.
I've been with like I very many people that hit mailboxes because they weren't watching or something like that. But yeah, I remember we even turned into you get bored of just riding bikes around. Remember that hide and seek game we played? Remember that one? We got so much. That wasn't like we were getting in trouble, but people get pissed because we'd. I'm gonna explain the hide and seek game. You would all ride. There'd be hiders and there'd be a seeker, of course. Well, the hiders would go all over the neighborhood, but you had to leave your bike on the street in the area that you were in. And we'd go hide in people's like trees and their bushes.
I forgot about that. It was so fun.
And
every homeowner got so mad at us. Every time.
I mean, duh. I mean, it was,
what the hell are you doing?
We were like 12, dude, just hiding but like it wasn't anything malicious. It was just like we were legitimately just trying to hide from our friends. And yeah,
I feel like we like tell on each other too. Like, dude, I don't know what he's doing in your bushes, but I'll get him out of it.
But what's cool is like our neighborhood was there was like rim rocks, so like you could get out of people. Like you weren't in people's yards most of the time. You were in like side, like I don't know how to explain it. Like
alley.
There's like sandstone rocks and stuff. Like it was technically on people's property, but it wasn't like we were in some dude's like underneath his fucking
like in his kid's playhouse,
like under his bird bath.
I can totally relate to what Josh said about like when you get caught, you know, like you're the one that's like not doing it, but you're like you want in a way you're like I want to be hard, you know, like I don't want to like. I'm not gonna rat on my boy, you know what I mean? But
right.
we're like, oh, I'm gonna help you out, sir. Yes, yeah. He's an idiot. I'm so sorry.
You turn into Ricky from Trailer Park Boys.
You're like, am I wrong? Yeah, you're like, come on. And he's like, oh, he was tying his shoe, and he saw a rock he really liked, and he decided to grab it. You know, like it's like it's so funny. I mean, you everybody in here has probably done that so many times in the back in the day.
Dude, bike gangs is a good tier 1. That's legit.
That is. This one's a little controversial.
Okay.
It's a little malicious to do as a...
How come all of our fun things are like questionable?
It is, but I don't know. I really just had a blast doing this, and I think it's kind of illegal. But ding dong ditching.
I don't know what the statute.
I don't think it's illegal. I don't know if it's frowned upon.
It is, but we used to do like we went to Shields back when you could buy a ghillie suit for like $45.
You guys got real,
and we saved up money and like
ding dong ditches clan.
We wouldn't do it to like random people. Like we would do it to like our friends.
We're the ding dong ditchers, and you just got ditched.
Yeah, like we wouldn't do it to like some sweet old lady that lives down the street. You know, like we would do it to like our like friends, and then. Maybe some people that we weren't very keen on.
Right.
But that was just so much fun because I have a story. I remember a buddy, we ding dong ditched this guy's house. He was a kid that was our age that went to Great Falls High, so the opposite school. But well, he didn't at that point because he just went to the opposite middle school essentially. And we're like, let's go ding dong ditching. It would be hilarious. But then it like turned into something like different, and it was like it happened for like an hour. And it ended up we ended up getting caught, but his dad thought it was funnier than hell. Like he was out like with a flashlight looking for us and stuff. And I remember my one buddy laid under his boat for like at least an hour the entire time. And we have one guy just lay in the yard with the ghillie suit on, just like because it was dark out, and you just lay down and not move. The guy walking out with a flashlight, just like looking around. It was fun. I mean, we never harmed anybody, but that is pretty funny.
Yeah, what were we talking about? I had a bad stroke right there. What was your tier, Sean?
Ding dong ditching.
Ding dong ditching. Okay, so we had this friend, still one of my best friends, one of our best friends. But he was the first one in our lives that was a little more risky back in the day, right? So he would be the one that would kind of talk us into getting in trouble. Harm.
Okay.
Yeah, and he was the only person I was such a chicken shit when I was little. I mean, not a chicken shit in a way that, like, I was a goody kitty. Like, I didn't want to get in trouble, so I was always like, that kind of shit. I'd be like, oh no, I don't want to do it. But that's the only time I ever went ding dong ditching was with them. And we got caught like 3 times. It was the scariest thing in my life, but it was so fun.
It's kind of like you feel like you're going to prison for the rest of your life when you
as an adult you're like, this is just annoying, but as a kid you're like, oh my god, if they catch me.
But it's like one of those things when you're a child though, where it's like on the edge of like being, you know, like breaking a child law, you know what I mean, like in a sense, because it might be illegal to the book, maybe.
Right, but you're never gonna. I mean, the cop's not gonna. They're just gonna.
No.
You need to go. Talk to your family.
But
go home.
Like the whole thing, it was like so exhilarating because it was like, oh, we're breaking the law. We're so bad, you know, like, oh my god. But I mean,
like prank phone calling too.
Yeah.
It's like
Oh
the same
yeah.
thing.
Oh yeah.
That's like the same.
Yeah, and so, but
Is your refrigerator running?
well, and it was funny too because a lot of times we do it to like our friends and stuff. They would like figure out that it was us after like 14 times we did it. And then they would be like waiting in the bushes for us, and we'd come walking up, and we get tackled on their driveway or something, you know. Like it turned into fun. I mean, I definitely knew that back then, if you were to do it to like some random person, it's a little bit messed up, you know. I mean, did we do it? Maybe.
Oh, I'm sure you did.
But I mean, it's just kind of one of those things where it's fun.
What was your tier 3? Your first one?
Loading into the PS2.
Okay, so I don't feel like this is the same, my tier 1, but it's a video game thing, right?
Is it Crash Bandicoot?
No, my tier 1 is Guitar Hero and Rock Band with the boys.
Dude, those are fun.
I even remember like we played that so much and got so. I mean, I'm not saying we were like professionals at it or anything, but we played it so much that like we had some weird nostalgic. Like remember our that like senior night we had. Like you have like did you guys have a party?
Like the lock-in thing?
Yeah, the lock-in party.
Yeah,
so we had that, and they had Rock Band, like this big, huge setup, and I just remember all the guys were like, "One last time, dude."
You in?
Yeah, like we all went and played.
Let's get the band back together, bro.
Yeah, but yeah, that and like certain games, dude, like Halo, like that was a big
Did you guys
game.
grind on Halo 1 and 2?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I mean, like unreal. It was just an unreal experience with a group of boys. Like back to your regular sleepover thing that you were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
That was.
We used to do that a lot. Did you guys not?
I did.
Like,
yeah.
Like all the guys would be like, "All right, let's go."
We started doing that like when we were like seniors in high school. We started just like because you know how like
your pass out of you guys.
Yeah, because like you know like your parents would never let you stay at like a friend's house on a weeknight. You know, but like we were like 18 and we're like. You know, I'm gonna go. Like, it would be fun. Like after a varsity football game, we'd all go, you know, hang out and stay up way too late. And then, well, I guess not at a varsity football game because that was Friday nights. But like after something we did with football or something, we'd go stay at one guy's house and we'd all just like play like 2K or Madden all night, and then stay up way too late and have class. You know, like all of us had 7 a.m.s and we'd have to get up and go, and it was just kind of fun. You know.
Yeah, I never got to do that. We were always like it was weekends only. Mom and Dad were little.
I didn't get to do that till I was a senior because I was like,
well, yeah, when we were a senior, I mean, we do whatever we want.
Yeah, but I mean, stuff like that.
But
was
like,
fun.
did you do this? Like, I'm talking like second grade to like 6th grade, where there'd be like all 10 friends, right? And they go overstay, and then like, but the mom like they'd make you stay in like one room.
Yeah.
And so I remember we had this rich friend when we were young. Do you remember this? Yeah. And they had this huge house, and they had a movie theater in their house. And I remember going over there we'd go over there all the time. Josh almost died like from allergies or something like that once.
Cats, yeah.
But because
He's like, I remember.
We were super lucky. All of our friends lived on like the same 3 blocks. Like there was like
oh wow,
5 or 6 or 7 of us. Like we all lived like where my parents live, all in that neighborhood. Josh, his parents lived at the end of the street. And then this other guy we're talking about lived like 2 houses down. Well, you didn't live there then though. You lived over on. Yeah. Anyways, we don't really care where people lived, but
like one of their good friends, literally, they lived kitty corner to us, so he would just climb the fence into our yard.
Yeah. I had a really like, and I'm still like best friends with all those guys. Like I don't think there's anyone we don't talk. I mean, the one kid I'm talking about right now, the rich kid, he moved away, but I just remember
one of them actually wired the studio.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, because there was a trampoline. You like hike down this hike. They had like like it was awesome because they were the rich kid. Like they had all the shit that we didn't have. Video games, literal movie theater, trampoline. Oh, yeah. I feel like there was more than that too, but we'd go over there like every other weekend.
The good Legos.
Probably, yeah.
Bionicles. You ever play with those?
Bionicles. Wow. Yeah, I was into those, dude.
Yeah, those are cool. Like you like roll them out or whatever at a ball.
Did you guys ever do what was the thing called where you could get like the little like it was like a bowl that you get. It was like plastic, but it wasn't like a bowl. How do I explain this? It was like
it's like Tamagotchis or something, like
where you have the little you charge them and it like they go out and Beyblades. That was Did you guys have Did you guys have Beyblades?
No, I see that on TikTok.
I see
that shit was fun, wasn't it? Because you could get like all the crazy wings that you could put on them, and like it's kind of like the child version of what's that like robot show they have?
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm talking about. But it was fun.
BattleBots.
Yeah, it's like the child version of that. We used to do that, and
we didn't really have those. We had like Transformers and Hot Wheels
and Legos.
I never got into Hot Wheels. Like
I have somewhere in my parents' house. There's probably a lot of money in Hot Wheels.
Really?
Like probably 200 or 300 of
we
them.
We did the cards too. You know, like the
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Oh, I did Yu-Gi-Oh. I balled out at Yu-Gi-Oh. You guys get a Blue Eyes White Dragon, dude?
I had 3 of them.
Several of them.
Yeah, that's sick.
I can't believe we're talking about this on the Bull Mountain Brothers podcast right now. But this is some
top tier 1 for me. Fast forward
hold
10
on,
years.
let me get this.
Bonfires, high school bonfires.
Oh yeah.
But in particular, the one where we like illegally built one that we maybe shouldn't have.
Statute of limitations.
Statute of limitations. Anyway, like kind of snuck into somewhere we shouldn't have, and then
everybody's done it. Everybody at that age. Everybody's done it.
Right, and then we built like a sweet pit, invited some people, like 10, 15 people. And word got out. This is the first time we ever had a bonfire there. Were you there? Like 60, 70, 80 people showed up.
Yeah.
And you had to like hike to the spot.
Oh, yeah. I've done that too.
Was it where I think it was?
Yeah, it was in the sticks, dude.
And it was a rager. And then like, I think some of us went back to like go get some beers out of the truck or something. And it's just like 20 cop cars with their lights on where all the cars are parked.
We laid in the grass for 4 hours.
Yeah.
Till they left.
Like laid there and just watched, hoping they leave.
Were you?
And then you could see them like driving back and forth and like getting out of their cars, trying to figure out where we were.
This is going to be a real side anecdote, but was it you that was there the time that there was a river running through the bottom of that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was wild.
Yeah. But
I know exactly. I actually know what you guys are talking about too. That's kind of
high school bonfires is a big one.
That is. It is.
But they're really thinking about
I got really into it probably senior, like almost even into college. Like we'd go out to that spot.
Dude, that was the spot.
Well, there was one on the river.
He took me out there like literally we had been friends for like a couple months.
This is a different spot than they're referring to, but that spot was the shit.
Oh, did you guys ever go to there's some fishing access ones that were pretty fun too. Like remember that one that we had to like hike in and there was we found like a sandy beach that you could have a fire
I know
on?
Exactly what you're talking about.
I don't remember that one.
Oh, you never went to that one?
Maybe not.
I swear to God you had to have. No, you definitely
You know which spot we always went to.
Yeah, for sure.
There was a time where we're like, I put it on my Snapchat. I'm like, whoever brings the most pallets gets a case of beer. We had over 200 pallets show up, and I was like, oh my God, we're going to be here till 5 a.m. burning all these pallets. Burn every single one of them.
Yeah. So I like that. That's high school bonfires. Have we run through our tiers real quick?
Yeah, that's all.
All right, so we're going to go back to this card thing real quick.
Oh my God.
You know what's going to be really funny though is like our older demo that we have on this podcast, like the people that are maybe were young or old adults in the 90s.
Yeah.
Is they're gonna think it's funny that we're like they're gonna be like, oh my gosh, they'll remember that stuff.
We knew everything that they were doing.
Yeah, but they were
think about like even like our parents, like they definitely went like they weren't playing rock band and shit when they're obviously.
No. You know a funny side note on the rock band or on Guitar Hero?
Don't let me not tell my story though.
I won't.
Funny.
You know my cousin Ben.
Mm-hmm.
He had never played Guitar Hero or anything, and the dude is like
he's a wizard on a guitar.
Wizard. And I remember one Christmas we went out there and we were like, I think I was like 8 or 9, 10. So he was 13. And we brought Guitar Hero. We brought their Xbox and everything. And my brother was a little better than I was, and he could like rip hard, he could get the orange button, and I was like still on medium where I couldn't hit that orange button, and
don't ever touch my buttons.
I was trying to take it on Sean.
I could never get that hard button, that orange. It's weird that I remember this. But
I was the same way.
But
Should ask Sean's wife
Your
if he
pinky's
can
like
hit the orange
quivering
button
right
now.
and so we bring it to my cousin's house for Christmas, and he's this freaking, musician wizard essentially, and he'd never played it before. And we get on there, and we're like, "What do you want to play? Like what like?" And I was like thinking, "Oh, it's like he's no way he's better than me." I was like, "I play this all the time," and he's like, "I don't know." My brother's like, "I'm going to try him on expert first." The dude didn't miss a single note. Literally, did not miss a single note. Very first time ever playing. Hit it all, and I think we even started. I'm like, what was the Guitar Hero 1?
Through the fire and
yes,
flames.
yes, and dude, he just nailed the whole thing on expert.
Isn't that
like,
embarrassing that we could name like the sounds? Like
yeah, dude.
I think of songs when
Well,
I
it's
hear
an
them today.
actual song.
Wait, I
know, but like I'll hear about songs today, and I'll be like, "Hey, that's off a rock band."
I actually had something.
Mississippi Queen came on the other day. I was
Shout
like,
at the devil.
Yes, yes, dude.
Cherry pie.
Yes,
Cheese pie.
cherry pie tastes so good, make a grown man cry.
Sweet cherry pie. I think we said enough. We're gonna get
But anyway, I
copyright
actually
struck.
I had a question to ask you guys about the Rock Band thing. Who's your drummer?
I don't remember.
That was me.
I always like playing guitar. I actually,
Were you bass drummer?
I
Or
get
bass guitarist.
like they make me sing, bro. I feel like that I had to sing.
that was the worst job.
I know. I'd like have my
It's
friends
funny
come
that
over,
we
come
went
play
to-
rock
I was
band at my
talking
house.
about that earlier, like before the podcast. Riley was humming because he didn't know the words, and I was like, "Yeah, that's what we."
Yeah,
used
but
to
you
do
didn't
on
actually
Rock
have to
Band.
say the words on Rock Band.
No, you
just
just
had
had
to
to
hit
get the right pitch.
pitch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
I was probably like cowbell. There wasn't even a cowbell. He just handed me
Yeah,
one.
you just
He's in
you
the
just hit
corner with
microphone on your hand.
two pan lids. He's like, yeah, you're a part
Josh
of
is
this.
in the back with like one of those maracas,
With a string
or like
attached
the what's the thing that goes? You know,
Tambourine.
tambourine.
Yeah. The drumming I think was the most fun.
Oh yeah, for sure. But I feel like I see my buddy Cole. He was always good at everything. Like he was always good at everything all the time. So he would always take those kind of roles, like the drummer, shit like that. He was always good at stuff. So he'd always get it. He was like the leader of the
Yeah,
band.
this is off subject, but me and Cole and Sam lived together in college, and we, to impress the ladies, would, or just anybody in general, would do a little band night at our apartment when we have parties. So Cole would play piano, I'd play guitar, and Sam would like play guitar and sing, and we just go like jam out.
That's actually probably a big win.
Cole had one of those piano things. It's like, I don't know what they are. It's like a little like plastic piano, but you have like a tube you like blow into to make
Oh, really?
sound. Yeah. Yeah, like that.
I see
I
that stuff
te-
on TikTok all the time.
I tell you what, Rock Band was fun. I mean, that game as a whole.
Stop it.
What?
Stop.
Okay, sorry.
You're not the buttons guy.
My bad.
I definitely had. I would say Rock Band was more fun than Guitar Hero.
Oh yeah.
I think
just
they had,
said
like,
more
their-
Because it
to
was just more like you could add more to it, you know, like you could do it as a group instead of like doing battles, you know.
Yeah.
and
on
and
Guitar
the,
Hero.
the, like adrenaline when they did the opening scene to Highway Star, and you're just like,
Do you guys remember the characters you
Don't-
could create in those games?
No, I don't.
oh yeah.
You don't like
I
the
just had the
dudes.
mohawk.
The dudes you could make in that were just like shaggy as shit.
I'm trying to think of some songs that I remember from Rock. I remember Guitar Hero songs, but not Rock Band.
Yeah.
Was there a
Like
Who
Deep
song?
Purple.
Was there a Who song on there?
Yeah.
I can't remember.
You could do.
Who are you?
What year did Rock Band come out? I'm actually gonna
Dude, I'm gonna guess
take a guess. Everybody here.
2006.
2008.
2006.
Josh,
2004.
Wait, did you say Rock Band or Guitar Hero?
Rock Band.
Oh, can I? My answer's for Guitar Hero. Rock Band's 2009.
2007.
Oh.
Rock Band came out.
November 20th. So that's pretty much 2008. I was right on the money.
When did Guitar Hero come out? Do you think?
Oh, 506 has to have been because it came out first.
PS2
Oh,
even.
03.
Guitar Hero came out in 2005.
Yeah, I remember
That's
that.
crazy, dude. That's.
All the way
So
up to-
old.
I never really played the like newer ones. Like
That's
I think
so sad.
I think the most I got into was Guitar Hero 3, which that was 2006.
There's like grown adults
No,
right now. They're
7.
like, what are they talking about?
What is Guitar Hero?
That was a fun game.
It was a great.
No,
game.
they
Did you
made
ever
one
play it
in,
on the controller?
Yeah, and
You
it was
could
just
do
like
it. It was
ridiculous.
like it's
yeah.
just like this is stupid. Like I need a guitar.
Yeah. That was a good, like, when the guys came over, you play games like that.
yeah.
Like, when it was me at home, I'm playing, like, Madden. You know?
Riley, you're still playing Madden. at
I
home by
actually,
yourself.
back to your thing about like what you did, like at your like 4th, 5th grade like sleepovers you'd have.
Yeah.
We used to do. We'd pitch a tent in anybody's backyard and run a bunch of extension cords out there and put a TV and the Xbox and everything. and we'd all
That's
sleep
a good idea. I wish we would have done that.
and
It
sleep.
was always cooler to put a TV in a different spot.
Yeah, it was.
Or a
The TV
mattress.
was supposed to go.
Yeah. But
Air
like
mattresses.
We still do that.
we'd go out there and then we'd play Grand Theft Auto San Andreas.
Oh, yeah.
Our
solid
game.
game.
That
Played a
was
lot of San
legit.
Andreas.
That was legit, dude. We balled out on that game. No doubt.
Ramsey didn't get to play very many video games.
Yeah.
I would steal player one every time, and then would not let him play.
He'd
Are you guys like big Call of Duty guys?
No, I played like
Were you,
games that
Josh?
no one
Yeah, I
else
played a
played.
decent amount.
OG Black Ops, best game.
We were
ever.
Medal of Honor guys.
I was zombies.
It was okay.
Me and Garrett
Zombies.
played a
Garrett was a
ton of
big zombies guy. Like in college, he'd come over because I bought at the time it was like the World War II, that new Call of Duty they came out with World War II that came out. And they had zombies finally.
That's
Oh,
the,
yeah,
it's the
yeah.
original zombies one.
No.
No, it's different.
No, it was the one where like the giant robot and shit.
No, that was
the original
Black
ones.
Ops.
The
that was
original
Black Ops 2.
No, that was that was Black Ops 2. No, the World War II is the one where you do like prop hunt and stuff. They had all the original maps, but the zombie map was different. It was whatever.
World at War is the first one.
We're nerds.
World of War.
Yeah, we're super nerds.
Yeah, but that's
everyone in our generation.
That's our
played video
generation.
games.
Yeah. At one point in their life, everybody did.
Yeah. Even as outdoorsy as you were, you still had an Xbox.
Yeah.
Right?
I'd go to Tanner's house and we'd play.
Dude, why do I have this like weird memory that you guys had like this really beautiful pool room and Josh had like a TV in a cupboard?
Yeah,
They-
we did. It was a pool room with like cool mounts and stuff, and like my little like 10-inch TV in a. like,
Dude, we had a
little
10-inch
shelf.
TV too, bro. That's another nostalgic
That's
memory.
where I'd play
Yes.
Guitar Hero too. I like,
Did you
couldn't
guys
see it.
ever?
I have to
Did you
squint.
guys ever
Little
get like
TV.
your first flat screen TV that was like 16 inches wide?
Yeah.
Did you guys ever have that?
Mom
It
and
was
dad.
flat in the front, but the back was
Yes,
like 8
yes.
inches. Like
Yeah.
12 inches.
So you've been in the basement of my parents' house, right?
Yeah.
You walk in from down the stairs and it's a big long room. In the corner, my dad, he's kind of crafty. He built like this corner pedestal and it had this giant.
No. It was a 32-inch TV, which back then was monster.
Oh yeah.
But it was like 55 inches deep.
Yeah.
and that thing was there for a long ass time.
Until the basement flooded.
The first flat screen I remember us having was when I got one for my birthday.
No, well, it was Dad's. And after it flooded, he got that big one that's in there still.
Oh yeah, that thing's that old.
Oh, yeah.
That's crazy, man.
The first one we got, my mom won at some auction. It was like a 32-inch.
Yeah, Dad was like, it took him a long time to pull the trigger. He bought a 60-inch Vizio with, it was a smart TV, too.
It was like one of the first smart TVs. It doesn't even really work anymore.
You can't
the
even
smart
use
TV.
Hulu on it. It was Hulu Go was what it was called back then. That's how.
Dude, isn't it weird to think that like there's streaming services now that seem old and like Netflix was so new when we were kids?
Oh, yeah.
And that was high school for me, I believe.
Yeah, there's people right now that are like, Netflix, that's so old school.
Yeah. And I'm looking at it like that was like new.
Yeah.
Like Snapchat was new
Yeah.
when we were in high school. Instagram, Facebook was around for a while.
Facebook was definitely. I see some.
All right, so I'm
memories.
gonna tell you my card story before I forget about this. I remember when we were in daycare. Do you remember this, Ramsey? We had that daycare that was over by the park, and that's how I got into cards, like the Yu-Gi-Oh or whatever. I swear we were like little cartel members, bro. Like trying to trade these cards like under the table because we got in trouble for it. Like we'd do it and then like kids would get in fights and stuff because.
Are you talking
and-
about the card that you stole?
I didn't steal no card from no kid. I made a
Less than questionable trade.
what do you call it? Fantasy football? It's not. It's really not appropriate, but you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah. I trade. I screwed him over a little bit on the trade, and I ended up with this like super rare card or whatever. But I just remember all the time we're just peddling like these like trading cards and stuff like that, dude. It was like a whole deal.
You definitely stole that from him, and I know exactly who it is too.
Oh yeah, he went to school with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
He
sure.
actually just had a kid.
Good for him. Well, I have his card still. I don't know if I do or not.
It's probably worth a lot of money at this point.
I don't know, I feel like
Has
like
to be
back
an
then, like it
OG.
was all about having the card, so it wasn't about like making it mint.
Yeah.
So it was like it crumpled up in your pocket, but you still had it. You know what I mean? Like it might have like a bend or something like that. But
I was definitely more anal than you though, because they sold the little sleeves, and I'd like put them in the sleeve.
yeah, well,
Just super, whatever. He's gone.
who Sean? Oh,
It's all right.
for some reason Sean just walked in the door and I thought he was someone else, and I almost like freaked out, and that was terrifying.
He's
Did you hear my card story, Sean? I did. Yeah, I was talking about how like we were like little like 5, 6, 7-year-olds. We were peddling like Yu-Gi-Oh cards at daycare.
His current
Well, like I was saying, like you couldn't
like cigarettes in jail,
like kids would fight
cards in preschool.
kids would get in fights over it. So like they made it so like you couldn't have them, but we'd still like just like that's like as close as I get to like high school, like texting on your phone or whatever. You know what I mean? Like hiding it, shit like that.
I totally remember doing that. So, I really never got into like Pokemon.
Yeah, we had them, but we weren't serious.
I never really like. Yu-Gi-Oh was.
Did you ever play that one Pokemon on your? It's like
Pokemon Go.
I never got into Pokemon until that came out, and somebody told me about it. I was like, that sounds stupid. And then I downloaded it. I was like, it was in Bozeman in college.
And you're like, oh, Pikachu! Get the hell
In
out
class,
of
I'm
my way.
like, yes, I got a Pikachu.
So if you want to hear a funny story, not
at all.
I get hooked into like trendy stuff really easily. And I remember like when TikTok first came out a couple years ago, there was people on there that were doing what they would do is they'd do lives, and then they would buy like they'd buy like boxes of Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and adults would like unopen them and stuff and look for like they'd have a list on the TV of like this is worth this much money, right? Because all the cards are still worth money,
Right.
And so confession, like a year and a half ago, I bought a whole package of Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and I made like 30 cents on it, so it was so worth it.
You
dude.
sold them?
Actually,
No, I mean, I
bought Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
on Amazon too. Like I researched like what like what do they call them, like a package or what, like a tin or something like that. Which ones would have like the potential for a rare card that would be worth money or something like that? And I bought like I spent like $45 on a tin. I still have it.
You guys remember going to like? This is actually I really wish that I would have put this in my tiers. This was cool. Like, did you guys ever go and rent video games from Blockbuster and like Planet not Planet Hollywood? Or is that what it was called?
I don't remember.
Planet Hollywood.
Hastings. I remember Hastings.
Hastings. That was huge. But do you guys remember like?
Dude, we could get into a whole new talk. Like, let's talk about old, like places we used to go
Nostalgic like,
stores.
Dude, Hastings and Blockbuster for sure.
Dude, Hastings was like, what's the place, the bookstore that's still
the mall?
What's the bookstore that's still like popping?
Barnes and Nobles.
It's like Barnes and Noble on steroids because they had video games and
you could
like
buy like
toys and stuff.
guitars from Hastings.
It was like Walmart, but
What were you saying before we interrupted you though? About
did you guys ever go like rent games? Is that what? It was?
No, but we didn't do any of that. We didn't get a like. We were too far away from like a main street.
Okay, so like
You weren't that far. You're not that far away.
We were far
were,
enough.
though.
We were far
No,
enough.
your parents never drove you guys to go rent games?
No.
Okay, so like what we would do is we'd all go to Walmart together, right? And we would get to pick one movie out of the new movie section.
Yeah.
Okay. Like the discount, like the huge,
No. Like they were new movies, so they were like $15 or whatever. But like
The only Blockbuster
we wouldn't go
memory.
to the movies or anything. We would
Do you have any Blockbuster memory at all?
yeah.
The only memory I have is one time we went and stayed with our aunt and uncle, and they took me there, and I was like, "What is this place? There's candy in the aisles, and
And their house
unlimited
was
sauce."
dope too.
Yeah, huge house. And I was like, "Oh, I want to rent a movie." We ended up renting like 17 movies.
Do you remember the time we were sledding and he was pulling us behind the 4-wheeler? And like he turned too sharp and it caught the wheel and you like landed on top of me. Not even close to a huge deal. I literally thought I was dying.
I don't remember.
I
that
was
at
like
all.
5 or 6 and I'm like, I'm dead. This is
oh
how
my
I die.
gosh. I just looked up top like nostalgic things from the early 2000s.
Okay.
Okay, let's just
Run through. We'll keep going with
let's
this.
just do
Somehow
this.
we're on this subject today.
Do you guys remember silly bands?
No, I don't remember.
Oh
that
yeah,
at all.
like people would wear like 50 of
That
them
might
on
be
their
closer
wrists.
to him. Like, I mean, even though you guys are like, you know, a
wasn't
couple
that
years.
more like a girl thing though?
No.
I don't.
Exactly
you remember
like
that?
she's wearing them right there on her wrist.
Yes,
Yeah, I just
like-
remember people doing that.
That was
that
like
was Sean with like a rainbow bracelet.
the OG group chat.
I don't remember.
I don't remember.
Wait.
that.
Is that like
Dude, what was that
Nintendo
chat
DS?
group everyone used to use and like
Messenger, MSN Messenger?
Did you guys have MySpaces?
No,
Yeah, I did.
I didn't.
Did
But
you-
MSN Messenger. Everyone would get home from school and like after hanging out with each
That's
other,
how you
and
talk
just
to
hop
girls,
on,
bro.
Yeah,
That's how you talk to
MSN
girls.
Messenger.
Did you
Talk to your
hey,
girlfriend.
let me ask you this. What was your song that played when people went to your MySpace?
Dude, it was like Buck Cherry or something like that.
You know what mine was? It was a Rockstar by Nickelback.
Oh, I believe that 100%.
That's so fitting. Oh my gosh.
That's got to be like this one on the. Is that like a Nintendo DS or something like that?
I don't know what this is. I've never seen
that.
this.
We're too young for that.
Not TikTok.
I've never seen that either.
This?
Yeah.
What is that for, like a 2-year-old?
Keep going.
I don't
Keep going.
know.
Keep going.
Oh yeah.
I don't remember that.
The ones that smell like the scent ones.
Yeah.
You don't remember those?
No, I mean, there was some stuff that I remember seeing but never got involved in.
The gym scooters,
yes, dude.
Those things would like rail your fingers.
Yes. What did we play with that? There was a game that you'd play where you'd scoot around.
Sharks and minnows.
Yeah. How did you just pull that out? Did you guys ever? And then do you guys remember?
I was a big
This is a big
elementary
one.
gym guy.
This is a big one. Let's go back to camera here. I'm gonna keep looking through these. But you know what the big one was? Freeze tag. Did you guys play that in gym?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Or the
Kickball was huge,
The
too.
smell of those different colored jerseys that they give you in
Oh,
gym
yeah.
class.
Why? Because 18,000
sweat.
kids wore them.
Yeah, they just smelled like
So,
sweat.
I just saw a TikTok about this. It just came up in my For You for some reason, and it was like the same thing we're doing right now. You guys remember the parachutes that you play like that
Oh,
shark game
yeah.
with? In
You'd
gym
like
go
class?
under
pair them
them
up,
and
and
then-
then
Yeah.
everyone would sit underneath them.
And then you would like have one kid would go under, and you got like you'd all be sitting there like with it closed, and it was aired up.
You had to
and
put your
one
feet
kid would just get
underneath of it.
drug under, you know. And then like you had to be like the last one or something, you know. Like that was fun. That was.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember the pencil grips?
Oh yeah.
Let's see it. No. Oh yeah, yeah.
You could
yeah.
put on pencils.
And then the erasers with like the cone erasers or whatever. You'd be
But then
trading
you
that
could
thing
get,
like currency.
shape. You could get like shape ones too.
Yeah.
Dude, another big nostalgia, the school store.
I was just gonna say
Oh
that.
yeah.
I don't remember that.
How did you get money for that? Why did you?
Yeah, why did
It
we
had to
have
have been
money?
your parents.
Why was that
No.
a thing?
The school like I had one in middle school, but
Did we
you
like
actually had
earn
to
points
pay
or something
Yeah.
for like educational reasons?
Yeah, and then you go buy like an eraser, and you're like, "This is the best day."
Oh,
Or the
remember?
mini staplers,
Yes, I
dude.
remember that. Okay, now I do. Did you guys have ID numbers for your like hot lunch?
Yeah, I
It
think
was a
so,
little
sure.
booklet, and you'd tell them your name, and then they just.
So you guys didn't have ID numbers? Because right now I could rattle off my ID number from my elementary school.
That's
I could rattle
69761.
I don't remember.
I could.
Oh, I don't
rattle
remember
off
like a
my-
102786. What the hell was that?
That's your social security number.
No, I just had like a in the Matrix moment 102786. That might have been like my high school ID, bro. I'm like, we're gonna have to research that.
Did you
That thing
guys-
I just like the Matrix. My eyes just compute 102786.
My gosh,
This is a good one.
this is a good one. Do you guys remember Keeley's?
Bro, did you guys wear like DC and
Yes,
and
I was
what's the
a
other
skater,
one?
dude.
Etnis.
And this, yes.
Knees, yeah.
None of us. I never skated, bro.
I was a skater, dude. I
remember
used to
those
skate.
shoes?
I think I remember seeing you wear it. So.
I just thought I was cool, bro. This was
I was a big DC guy.
bro. My look was like
Flat bill
Athletic
hats.
shorts.
no. I'm athletic shorts like in high school. I was lazy.
I
wore
can tell you an exact look that Riley wore all the time. He had
like in elementary school.
he had a Carolina blue Panthers hat
No, it was an UNC hat.
or a UNC hat. Yeah. A sweatshirt, athletic shorts.
No, bro. I was big on like these like striped like checkered shorts, bro. like khaki
Like cargo
shorts. Yeah.
shorts or whatever.
Oh yeah. No, I know exactly what. You're
And DCs.
This is a good one.
This
This
is.
is like after wrestling practice nostalgia.
Oh yeah, true moves were big.
That's big.
I remember one time that our high school football coach used to bring
Bull
them out
Mountain Brothers is not sponsored by Cascade Platinum Plus.
and the true move.
You drink one of those, you're like, all right, I need like 25 more of these.
Yeah.
Well, I remember one.
You guys
'cause-
did you ever?
how much film did you do in high school? All the time.
Film?
After every
Oh, yeah.
practice?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
So we'd do film and then our coach would go get literal literal racks of these. And one time I remember he grabbed a rotten one, dude. It was the worst. Rotten milk ruins my life.
Oh my gosh, dude! This brings back memories.
Oh, yeah.
Oh
Dragon tail.
gosh.
Big one. Big one. You guys skipping some?
No, I haven't really skipped. The only ones that
Riley's
one,
pissed. Do
Oh,
not
God,
skip it.
That
Yeah,
one
we don't
was-
skip shit on this podcast.
and then Healy's, and then the
What is-
multiplication.
Oh, yeah.
I got so good at these.
Oh, dude, it was
It was all memory, dude.
It was me and a kid named Jordan were always the fastest.
I'm good. I'm good up to like 12 times 12.
I'm like grossed out by how like
144.
That's
Yeah.
like such a defined memory of that exact.
All right,
looking
Riley,
thing.
you ready? I want you to do the top row. Go.
3, 6, 6, 60.
80.
I can't. I can't read it.
16, 40, 12, 32, 4.
I thought that was 10 times 6.
36.
Let's clarify. I'm not dense. I thought it was 10 times 6.
10 times 9, go.
90.
Okay.
You guys want to hear a just awful, embarrassing story that just came rushing back looking at those?
Absolutely.
That has nothing to do with those, but it's like a.
You're on the hot seat now.
I know. So I don't know if you were in this class. Do you remember Mrs. Anseth?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So we had to do these reading tests. Like you read a short book and then you have to take a test.
I do remember those.
And then like if you got a certain number of points and you're in like the top 3 of the month or whatever, she'd take you to Dairy Queen. Like the top.
Oh, I remember that.
Dude, I hadn't gone and it had been like most of the year and I was so mad. I was like, I want to go so bad. And I had to get like 85% or whatever on this test. And you take it on the computer and it's timed. I'm like 2 questions from finishing and I got to pee so bad.
Please tell me you peed yourself.
You pissed yourself?
Yeah.
I
Did you go to Dairy Queen?
No. No. Dude, peed my pants. Finished the test, ran to the bathroom.
And that was your junior year, right?
Yeah. I can't believe I just told that story, but it was.
I actually
How
remember
many people know that story?
1, 2, 3 people.
Actually, hundreds.
I actually do. I can remember one time where I pissed myself, but I was like in like 2nd grade.
Oh yeah,
I have a
can't do
peeing
that.
myself story.
I
Ramsey probably remembers this, and because I denied the shit out of it. But do you remember? Oh, here's a nostalgia thing for you. You guys remember Saturday Live?
Oh my god.
Yes.
Did you guys have
Like
something
a park or whatever?
Yeah, it was like all those like booths at the park and stuff. Did you ever have anything like that at Great Falls?
Was that like a school thing?
Yeah, so like in Billings, like all the schools, every school would
They
have
did,
a booth.
face paintings and stuff.
There'd
We
be a
did
haunted
like
house.
an end of the year party type.
But there was
thing.
like,
I don't
but this
know.
was like in the fall. This was for like elementary kids.
Oh, we could do a quiz.
And
for
there
the
was
early
like
2000s.
a rubber duck thing. You know what I'm talking about?
It's a list
It was
of-
basically like a fair, right? And there was a haunted house, dude. Do you remember this? I 100% got so scared I pissed myself.
Really?
And I denied it the whole time. I walked around with piss pants all day.
How old
I
were
didn't
you?
tell nobody.
You're a big boy. You're a big boy. You piss pants.
How old were you?
1st grade, maybe.
Dude, you couldn't even tell
Ramsey
you had
probably
his
doesn't
checkered
remember.
shorts on.
Ramsey probably doesn't remember. You were young back then, so you probably don't remember that at all. I think I was 1st or 2nd grade.
I remember being just an absolute heathen.
You were
in
an
elementary
ass when you were a
school.
little
Yeah.
bit. God, I had one other thing.
I hit
was gonna talk
Harmon
about.
over the head with a stick.
Yeah, that did happen.
I don't remember it, but I believe it.
You guys want to hear another funny story? So, no, I don't want to talk about it. This is too personal.
Nope.
It was about Ramsey and
Was it
It was the ice chunk story, but like that's actually a real person. I want
gosh.
to talk about that.
I don't know if we could beat this, boys. I just
go
looked
for
up early 2000s quiz, nostalgia quiz.
Okay.
I don't know if we could beat this.
Well, what is it? Let's run it.
All right, pull this up. This is brought to you by BuzzFeed, BuzzFeed.com. Not
BuzzFeed's
affiliated.
always got the bangers on.
So,
random
all right.
shit that you don't care
Is this
about.
just rapid fire? Just answer if you know.
Yeah, find these lyrics if you believe we got a Hillary Duff. I don't.
I have no idea. Just do
The
one.
middle one.
Bit. No.
That was the first one.
What?
What were the
Lavigne music video is this from? I'm with you. I don't know this.
I don't know. These are.
I'm gonna
like
go happy ending here. Hey!
Hey!
What TV show is this?
Madonna
This. I know this TV show.
in the house.
Are you sure?
I have no idea.
I think it's the Parkers.
Hey, good job,
Yeah.
Sean.
What is the name of the actor who created Kelly and the Shoes?
Dude, this is.
I have
not-
no
this is not-
idea. Oh,
Sean, let's go.
what is the name of this
Me and
monkey?
Seth Noyes used to play this game with this monkey.
Julius.
But I don't.
Come on, Josh. Dig
It's
deep.
it is Julius.
It is?
Yeah.
Okay. Orlando Jones did ads for what soda brand?
Sprite. I have no
I
idea.
think it was 7-Up. Yeah.
Jeez, Sean.
What
I've never seen
cartoon
this
series
before.
is this? Oh, dude, I know. That's the.
Whirlwind Friends. No.
What was the name of Britney Spears' UPN reality show with her then? What?
Dude, some of the stuff is like I would have had to been like a high score to know this.
Brittany and Kevin.
Our prerogative.
I think, yeah.
Oh.
What Eminem music video is it? Oh, Without Me.
Yeah, it's Without Me.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. What is this title of this album? I have no idea. Feels Like Home. Nope. What is it? Oh, this is
Sidekick?
Envy Touch. This is
Sidekick?
It's a sidekick.
Is
You
it?
knew before it even the answers were up.
Mavis Bacon teach you?
No idea.
Mavis
SAT
Bacon.
prep.
No, typing.
How would we know
Typing.
that? We did the ACT.
Yeah, we did the ACT. That's got to be typing, huh?
Ah, Ashton Kutcher was the host of. Oh, Punked. Yes, Punked. Easy. It's for what product? Applied directly to the forehead. Migraine gone?
Head on.
Head on.
Head on.
What was that?
I have no idea.
Oh, Taco Bell.
Taco Bell? Come on. It just wasn't on the list.
What game show is this?
Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
No, it's the weakest link.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Sorry.
Is it? Gosh. Danny appeared in which?
I don't watch that show.
I don't know. New Orleans.
Chicago.
Nice.
Okay.
Which of these was a real peer-to-peer site? What does that mean? Do you guys remember any of these names?
I don't know.
Bear share.
We're so good at guessing.
What fast food chain could Ozzy not get enough of an episode on the Osbournes?
Burger King. I have no idea.
Was Chipotle?
Krispy Kreme.
Was Chipotle?
I don't feel like either of the top two were around back then. Krispy Kreme.
Chipotle. And finally, which celebrity had a beauty product line called Dessert? Ashante.
Simpson.
Ah, yeah.
Hey, we did 75%.
Yeah.
Scored better than 96% of all other quiz takers.
That's not bad.
You're a true millennial and GD proud of it. I don't know about that.
Yeah. That's funny.
What a tangent to the Bull
What an
Mountain Brothers
absolutely
podcast
unbelievable
has gone
tangent.
on
Dude, I had
tonight.
some more nostalgia stuff. I had one more thing I thought of off the bat, and I was like, oh my God.
Well, you're in the hot seat now.
I had some other ones.
Gosh. We were rolling.
Did you guys have what was that like smart kid class
Stop
that people would go to?
We had
ECP or something like that?
we had extended studies is what it was called.
extended studies. Okay. Oh, this was a big one.
Were you in
Elementary
extended
school.
studies, Josh?
No, I was way too dumb for that.
Yeah.
I was in it, bro. And I didn't even graduate college. So right?
Hey, give a high five over here. You graduated college.
Do you guys, your elementary school, did you guys have like signs for your teachers? Like the teacher's name that was on each room? Ours were
probably.
pencils.
You always, pencils.
And you you tried to jump and touch them when you were in like third grade because
It was always the top of the door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you remember? Did your elementary school do like Valentine's boxes? Do you remember those?
Oh yeah.
Where
You had to go
built
make
them.
your Valentine's box.
What about Foursquare? Did you guys play Foursquare?
Oh,
absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
We
kickball.
made up a game with like there was a wall, like it was like Foursquare, but you like kick the ball.
Wall ball.
Wall ball.
Wall ball, yeah.
I don't think
I
you
don't
guys
remember
made
the
that
rules.
up.
No, we didn't.
No,
There
you
was some
definitely
weird-
did
Came
not.
from Eagle Cliffs Elementary in Billings, Montana.
That
You
definitely-
haven't heard about it.
in
but it's-
2001 or 2001.
We played wall ball with a racquetball.
No, then you played it wrong.
Oh, I played it with a
You played it
kickball.
wrong.
Jeez.
Do you remember that other? So I was talking about the Saturday Live thing. Do you remember that other thing that our elementary school did, where like each classroom?
Rift?
No. Each classroom would have their own like. You go out to each classroom and play like a game or something like that.
Oh, whoa.
You remember that?
Whoa. You're bringing back some memories there.
What? Actually, I had a question for you guys. When you were in high school, you obviously had to take a language class, right?
No.
I took
I
Spanish.
took 4 years of band.
4 years of German.
Oh,
Don't
yeah.
remember.
I
any
took
of it.
Spanish.
You took
Josh and I
German?
did band for 2 years, and then we were like, "Wow."
Did you guys
get
have
out
to?
of here.
When you guys were in high school, did you only have to do band for 2 years?
Well, I
I think it
don't
was
think we
kinda
had
whatever
maybe
you
1
wanted.
year.
Yeah.
I think
We hit that second year, first semester, and we're like, "Bro, we
Dude,
gotta
one
go."
football
were-
game, marching band. I was like, I am out.
That was so dumb, dude. They made you play. I'm like, dude, I play football. Like, what do you want? I can't be out here. This is hurting my street cred.
No, see, and we had the cool teacher.
you didn't have
guys-
to take a language.
No, I took 4 years.
No, we had a cool teacher too. We had a teacher in my first. Remember our freshman year?
But he made you guys do marching band.
No, it was the second year guy. It was the first year. We did whatever we want. Remember we like snuck out of class one day and like snuck up in the rafters of the theater. You remember that?
yeah.
It was
That
awesome,
was
dude.
such a. That was a diabolical laugh that he just came up.
We got in big trouble. It was fun. Do you guys remember? Do you guys in elementary school? Did you have a snack time?
Yes.
I remember like So we had snack. Do you remember having snack time? Like you could bring your own snacks and like eat them in class at like a certain time of the day. Bro, I remember it got like competitive. Like you'd find like the newest, greatest snack. Mom one day brings home ranch. Dude, they were out for like 3 years. They were the most amazing cracker I've ever had in my entire life. And they like quit them, and I've been craving one. Like I can still taste it, bro. I can still, my fat kid's coming out, bro. And they were like ranch flavored Great Value crackers. Do you remember those?
Mm-mm. I'll tell you the one that I remember the most though is a Cheez-It. Parmesan garlic Cheez-It.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And they quit making them, and I'm just like, they didn't completely quit making them because you can get them in the duos, but no one wants.
You ate white cheddar for a while too.
Let me ask you
No
guys
one
this.
wants punk ass sharp cheddar Cheez-Its. All right.
Let me ask you guys this. You guys remember gym class?
Yeah.
Growing up until, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but we quit having to do gym class our sophomore year. What was your favorite gym class activity?
Like what age, dude? Because I feel like it changed.
Just like
Elementary school?
no, just give me like your like
Dodgeball, probably.
just straight up. I would do that tomorrow if you guys asked.
Dude, I have a double answer to this. First of all, I remember in elementary school I loved playing basketball. We had the weirdest gym in elementary school. It was like the smallest. Do you remember that?
It was like carpet floor.
It was like carpet floor. It was tiny.
Oh, see, now they had actual gym floor
When you were there?
when I was there.
Oh,
I don't. Maybe they got it like
It
halfway.
was carpet
through.
for like until I was in third grade, and then they changed.
They may have changed it when we. I don't remember.
no, it was
It,
carpet.
it was carpet, bro. And but basketball. I remember playing basketball. That was like I really loved doing that. But then I fast forward to high school. I would take. There was a year I think I took like 2 gym classes, dude. I took a lifting class and then like just a dick around gym class. And back then it was
Activities.
yeah. So like, but we'd play like sports and stuff like that. Like it would be like 3 different classes at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
a sophomore class, junior class, and like maybe another sophomore class. And you do like a giant football game. And I remember it was like flag or touch or something like that. And there'd be like 50 people out there. And this happened in like Castle Rock too, but there'd be like 50 people out there. And like what's the game? It's not flag football. It's like where it's like the Frisbee game where you have to throw it. And then when you stop.
Ultimate Frisbee?
It was ultimate football.
Oh, okay.
But
I played that.
dude,
yeah.
I'm telling you right now, they would just make me be quarterback because it was all like all of the athletes were just doing conditioning class. You know what I mean? So it was like all of the not athletes and then me, and I could throw football, bro.
What are you classifying yourself as?
I was an athlete. This is not questionable. And as a fat kid, I could throw the football, and no one would ever know. And I would just, instead of like playing the you had to do the dink and dink, throw the ball and then you throw the ball.
Oh yeah.
I would stand at one end zone and just throw the ball to the other end zone to these like 3 different kids like for hours on end. And I just sat there and I'd look up on the hill and one of the teachers was our high school football coach. I'm like a freshman at this point, right? And I'm just like, maybe he's gonna notice me.
I might be the next Skyview quarterback, man.
I just remember that like distinctly. Like I'd be
Rescue,
super.
he's got an arm, but man, is he fat?
I'd be like super serious. I'm serious. I'm sitting there. I'm like doing a drop.
Too heavy to play quarterback.
I'm doing drop back. I'm doing drop back and everything. I'm throwing a tight spiral for like 60 yards, dude. And I just look up on the hill and I'm like, man, he's gonna notice me someday, guys.
Maybe he's gonna notice I'm throwing a Nerf ball, but that's all right. My by far my favorite one, and we only did this in high school, but wiffle ball was
that was a good one.
Unbelievable. I loved playing wiffle ball, man. I mean,
Surprisingly, and only because I was like weirdly good at it, but indoor soccer.
Oh yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I never got into the soccer stuff. It was like
I played soccer until I was a freshman. in high school.
Kickball was alwaed fun. Kickball indoors I thought was more fun than outdoors.
Absolutely.
Because
You could hit the ceiling.
yeah, and you're like, oh, that's a home run, But kickball outside was like there should have been like a home run fence, where there wasn't. But like you could kick the ball like I don't know 60 yards in the air, and like it wouldn't count as you'd get a home run like an in the park home run, you
Right.
know? But just the indoor versatility of kickball was a lot different than the outdoor,
Do you remember book fairs?
Oh yeah. Big book fairs were.
Did you guys?
That's what mom. See, mom was a big education forward parent, so she wouldn't spend money on us to do like. Surprisingly, I really don't know how we got overweight as kids because my mom wouldn't let us eat like anything that was like unhealthy.
There was no junk food in our house whatsoever.
But somehow we got heavy. I don't know. We just ate too much of what was there, I guess. But she would let us buy. I remember I love this, dude. We would go to these book fairs, and Mom would let us spend like $40 on all the like newest awesome books. You remember that?
Oh yeah.
Instead of like we didn't get video games still. We were probably
I want to say.
quite,
I mean, we had a PS2 almost our entire childhood.
but we didn't get like the latest greatest stuff.
We had Spyro
Spyro was good. Crash Bandicoot.
and Crash Bandicoot. They already know you're gone, Josh. You can just sit down. You're good.
Hey. I don't know. I'm running out of nostalgic things to talk about. I mean, this was supposed to be a 20-minute like segment here, but
And now we're coming to the end of our podcast.
Did I hear you guys talking about kickball?
Yeah.
Sean was talking about how he thinks it's better indoors than outdoors.
Yeah.
It was bad no matter where it was.
You didn't like kickball?
So many another traumatic experience from elementary.
Josh
school.
pissed himself.
Josh,
playing
what
kickball.
was your favorite gym activity?
I got to talk about kickball because I just got to get it off my chest.
You were
therapy
picked
session with
last.
Josh.
No, dude. So we play all the time, and I did all right. But dude, one time I struck out. You don't strike out.
No.
And the last, like, you get whatever
You missed
3
the
strikes.
ball?
The third one I fell, like
Oh,
cartoon
no.
character missed it, fell on my ass, and everyone just laughed.
So,
And so next time we play, happened again. I struck out again, and like it was like traumatic. I like wanted to cry a little bit. It was so bad. Our gym teacher never had us play it again.
And
I think
that was Josh's senior
Like
year.
Josh is getting picked on too much, man. We can't play kickball.
she knew how much how embarrassed I was. She never had us play again. So
I'm going to be honest with you. And Riley probably didn't see this because he was such good friends with Josh. Josh was an extremely quiet,
Oh, absolutely. He was very shy growing up.
shy person. Like, he's very outgoing and, like, talkative. I mean, you're not overly talkative, but he was, like, hardly spoke words.
yeah,
Like,
I was
he'd
basically a mute.
he would say something and be like, is Josh talking right now?
You guys want to know my first experience with Josh Adamson and the eternity of history of life? He doesn't even. Josh, he's gonna laugh because he doesn't even know this.
Is it because he struck out in kickball?
No. So I've known Josh. I guarantee we were 4 or 5 years old. This is how long I've known Josh. So Ramsey's talking about their neighbor that was a friend or whatever. So he was my first friend. So like at like 4 years old, 5 years old, like your first in like thought is like, this is my best friend or whatever. Well, this guy had known Josh before me. And I remember we were at like, dude, this is a core memory. This is almost frightening. Target. This had to have been like 2001. And I see my buddy, my neighbor, right? That I think is my best friend. And I like run up and then I turn around and he's standing there with this guy, with this goofy looking kid with glasses and freckles.
He was probably wearing a polo, wasn't he?
And he says, this is my best friend Josh, and it crushed me. I was like, oh. And so I hated Josh for like probably a good 3 weeks, and then we all started hanging out. But
Yeah, I don't remember that at all.
isn't that
so
crazy?
Sorry.
I remember the. Dude, do you remember?
sorry.
Does Target still have like the bike aisle, like in the back? Like there's like bikes along the back wall,
I have no
and
idea.
then there's like
Probably.
I've
I never
been to Target a
shopped
long
at
time.
Target.
But
I
I
remember the
remember.
little food court thing that they had going on there in the Target.
The ices.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Icy's from
Icy's core
Walmart.
memory.
That is one thing Mom let us have quite a bit, was like if we went to Walmart at the end, she'd buy us the cherry and the diet or in the Coke. You know, you'd mix the two.
Okay, not to interrupt anybody, but that whole conversation just struck something. Do you guys remember Dots?
Yeah,
Like
but it
ice
wasn't
cream
something I had a
things.
lot. I remember them though.
The little cups you get with the little like balls,
Ice cream balls?
Ice cream balls, yeah, those were legit, dude.
And like
I think they
you could
still
put
have
them in your
them,
mouth.
honestly.
And
I think the
and
Metro
if you
has
breathed
them
out,
still.
it would like
yeah,
you could breathe flames or
yeah,
whatever. But
it was
just
yeah, Dots, man, that was legit.
I'll tell you one place that do have those
It's the Metro,
every year.
isn't it?
The Hill Climbs in Columbus have those every
Really?
year. and
I
get
think
them
that
to
there's like
relive my
a
nostalgia.
traveling booth that has those.
Yeah,
like a
but-
little.
I wonder how do you make those? That's crazy to even.
It's
Like,
just freeze dried ice cream, I think.
I don't remember. I haven't had one so long. You didn't know that memory though, huh? Did you?
Mm-mm.
You don't remember the first?
No, I'm still thinking of. I'm trying to process it over here.
Dude, I remember
He's like,
distinctly. I was like, this.
Our entire
this,
friendship has been built on Riley hating me.
I
That
was
makes
literally-
sense.
It was like the first like
Explains so much.
I just like I didn't have any other friends, you know, so I was like I just remember it so distinctly. But then to find out that they were actual best friends.
yeah, that's tough.
But
That
it's
is
all right.
tough.
It's turned out for the better. I mean, Josh is an okay friend now, so
I mean,
I'm just kidding.
you know,
True.
I didn't really touch on this back when Josh said it, but the game's at 21. that like you would have with the boys back when you were like in middle school?
Dude,
and
I
stuff?
think
that was so fun.
The ones at lunchtime were better than any after school. The 21 games, like I remember in our middle school, those would get legit. Like,
did you guys ever?
There was crowds watching us play 21
in elementary school. Did you guys ever get a sport banned from recess?
Yeah, football, because one of our friends that lived down the street tackled the shit out of this kid, broke his collarbone. Do you remember that?
Yeah, Taylor.
Yeah, I don't remember who it was.
I think that's who it was. Dude, we used to play this game in elementary school. It was just called like Boys Chase Girls, and like the boys would just chase the girls. That's literally it.
Josh, that's not a game you
no.
do in elementary school. That's like a lifelong thing.
Still doing that game.
That's what we realize now.
Yeah.
But back then, you'd literally just get out and you'd be like, all right. And then everyone just...
You guys remember?
Did
you guys have... I don't know what the name of these things were, but it was basically like a hoop that had like 4 basketball-sized holes. On the way out.
You had to throw it way up top.
What was the point of that?
Did we ever even play that, or they just always
like go in and come out random?
There's different numbers on it, and they're different points.
That thing always was like I never played with it.
What's the other one? Yeah, I was gonna say I remember that
tether
one too.
ball. We actually never had a tether ball.
Was it jungle gym? There's a big like half circle, and you just get hurt no matter what.
We had a like a reason for why we didn't have tether ball, because we had the poles at my elementary school, but there was no ball or rope attached. And
Dude, I remember. You remember Mr. Birch?
Yeah.
I remember when it was recess time, because you look out the window and you could see him carrying all the tether balls.
The tether balls out to hook up.
We didn't have that because some teacher's aide or something, when we were in like 4th grade, we were like, why is there no tether balls out there? And they made up some ghost story about how some 4th grader died playing tether balls, why they don't have tether balls. And we're like, oh.
Do you remember at Eagle Cliffs the equipment room over in the corner of the gym? And it was like just the coolest place ever because it had all of the gym equipment in it.
Everything fun was in there.
I do remember that, actually.
You walk into it and you're like, this is heaven. This is what heaven looks like.
What was that game we'd play on like the jungle gym outside where you like one person closes their eyes and like tries to find people, and that one girl fell and like busted her head, so they won't let us play anymore.
I remember what you're saying, but I don't remember what we called it.
It was like Marco Polo, but not.
Did you guys know that they like banned like Eagle's Nest? You know what I'm talking about? Like, you know, like the thing that's just like a circle with bars everywhere and you have to climb on it? I'm pretty sure they banned those.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about, like this big spider web thing.
Yeah. We called those the Eagle's Nest. And like they don't have those at all.
We're up in the crow's nest.
Yeah.
There's no point to them at all except for just maybe break a bone or two.
You know what I look back on? Like,
did you guys have a zipper? Sorry.
No, you're good.
The zipper thing?
No, I don't think
Where it's like a handlebar that was like a slider, and you could like jump and you'd hang onto it and it would slide down.
See, we didn't think about it when we were in our kids, like when we were kids age, but I think about it now. Like, we had the coolest elementary school. Like, it was literally over like next to like these like the woods.
Yeah, remember the teachers would like open the blinds and there'd be a herd of deer just looking in the windows.
Or just like turkeys clucking around the windows.
Yeah, and then like I remember the jungle gym like overlooked like kind of where you used to live, and like I look back and I'm like, that was a really cool spot. I never really thought about that.
Jungle gym. Why can't I think of what that is?
What
is a jungle gym?
That's like the
whole deal.
It's like the whole deal. It's like the whole playground.
Okay.
Like all the things you climb on and stuff, like the monkey bars. And
monkey bars.
Ours had like I remember like this like pole thing that you could slide down or something like that.
What was that tag game?
It was a spiral.
No, spiral.
So you'd like spin as you came down.
And just wreck your nuts, dude.
What was that tag game that you would play that you had to crawl under people's legs?
I don't remember that.
Do you guys remember that?
No.
There was like some game where you like
rugby.
No,
we do big group football in elementary school too. I remember that now because like the field out across from like where you do the recess
had a huge playground.
Was like dirt. Remember, like it'd just be like rolling dust from everybody running around out there.
But it was never 2-hand touch. It was always tackle.
Elementary school, I don't remember, but I knew that. Like,
was
middle school, we were always
touch.
So we were talking about like my tier earlier about the front yard football, dude. Ramsey and I used to get in so much trouble for doing that because my parents would like adamant about like no friends over when we're not home. Obviously, I assume it's because they didn't want them to get hurt or something when they weren't there.
Yeah.
Every single day, dude. And I'll tell you a funny story about my dad.
Like summertime?
No, like after school. Because my dad would... My mom...
everyone lived in the same area, so we'd all walk home together.
I'm telling you, we had a really cool life. We had like all the friends in the same neighborhood. And so This is like the first time I realized my dad was much smarter than I was, even though at that age you think like I always like I thought like feel like my dad could have been like a prosecutor or something. We were playing this front yard football. Were you home when this happened? Do you remember? It was like me and like 3 friends or something. Like we're just tackle football in the front yard, and I'm watching the clock and I know when Dad's gonna come home because he's been getting off at 5:30 for 30 years. It's getting close to 5:30. I'm like, you guys got to get home or whatever.
No, like 5:55 was like everyone needs to be gone now.
Yeah, like you guys got to get home. So we get in the house. Like it was late, dude. But it was like, I feel like I remember looking down the street. I could see his like 19 whatever Geo Prism
The
coming.
Geo Prism.
Coming down the street. I'm like, you guys got to bail. And I run in the house, close the door, lock the door, and he's like pulling in the driveway. So like I know that we had a big glass window, and I was like, I know I can't move because he'll see me. So I sat in the chair, and I'm like, "Oh, dude, I can't believe I just made this out." And he walks in the house, look kind of grumpy at me, and I'm like, "I think I'm okay. He walks up to me, he's like, "So what have you been doing all afternoon?" I'm like, "Oh, I've been doing my homework, and I was watching some TV." And he's like, "Why is there grass stains on your jeans?" And I was like, "Oh, just at school today, we were playing at recess." He's like, "Why is there droplets of sweat in your hair?" And like all these questions, and like I ended up like just giving it up that I was playing front yard football or whatever. But that's when I realized my dad was actually much smarter than I thought he was.
You remember when we broke the window?
Oh yeah.
So I'll tell you right now, Warren is mild compared to what he used to be. He used to be a hard ass. Like
Just to us though. Like no one would ever know.
oh yeah, I mean he'd get red in the face and like
That's everybody's dad though.
Oh, yeah.
I knew what the sound of a belt clearing loop sounded like.
No, we didn't. We never really got. You know what I got more than anything? Shove your head in the corner and sit.
Oh yeah, that was the worst. 'Cause I had
You guys got that? I never
What
got
kind of
it.
discipline
major
did you get?
ADHD.
I've had multiple wooden spoons broken over my ass.
Yep, same.
Yep.
Yeah.
Spoons.
And then just like the pure
I'm better for it. I
the
can tell you that
damage
right now.
the damage that would happen to you mentally when you would do something wrong and you would hear from your mom, wait till your dad gets home.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
And then-
Like, you're just sitting there like, oh, I gotta pack up my clothes, man. I gotta get the
moving
fuck out of here.
Seriously. And then the moment your dad would get home, you hear it come in, whatever, he's probably talking to
Oh
your
my
mom.
god, Dad, I'm so sorry.
And then you're up in your room and all you hear is coming up the stairs and you're like, I'm dead. And you're like, I can't move. And
they're probably sitting downstairs just laughing. You're like,
I know.
this kid's
The
gonna
best
start
one,
crying.
like, half the time he'd be like, "So I heard you did this." You're like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Nice, good job."
I do. I had a little brother to blame everything on, so except it always backfired.
Yeah, I was the youngest too.
Ramsey was the baby and got all.
Oh, I
the
got
good.
away with it.
Got away with murder.
Everything.
Really?
Oh yeah, anything that like we'd do the exact same problem. He'd be like, "All right, well, let's go get you some ice cream and sing you a lullaby."
Riley, go to your dungeon and put the chains on.
Yeah, every
Dude, I
time,
had
dude.
4 older brothers. I did whatever I want.
Oh, I bet you.
My
Yeah, I
parents
could believe
didn't
that.
give a Shit.
Yeah. When you're the youngest child, yeah, you kind of get
Yeah, but I was a good kid. I didn't do anything bad.
I can honestly
My
say I was
siblings
a
give
good
me
kid.
shit for the stuff I got away with in high school.
Did you have girlfriends when you were in elementary school?
Yeah.
Girlfriends.
Yeah.
That's so funny you brought up the messenger thing because
That-
that was the hub. That
You go to
was the
school
hub.
all day with them.
It was
Don't
so
say a
funny, though,
word,
because
and
Don't say
talk
a
to
single
them.
word
Yeah,
to them.
you would text them all day, like all like a Saturday.
them at
You
school,
text them
can't
and be
even
like,
look at
"Oh,
them."
I like you so much," and then go to school and you're like,
Like you don't
"Who is
even
this
know 'em.
chick?"
Dude, I was the worst. I was so prude until like I remember I had a girlfriend in 7th grade. Right, that's when it's kind of getting a little like you're kind of getting a little serious, right?
Gosh, these people that are older than we are listening to this are just like, what the fuck are these guys talking about?
I remember we dated for like 9 months. It was crazy, dude. I remember
Oh
like
my
like,
gosh.
like the 7th month, dude. We held hands and I thought I was gonna die.
Were you guys like when you got to middle school, were you like go to a movie? Like was your
No,
like your date?
no.
No, dude, I didn't.
We went to a lot of movies.
I can honestly tell you, I probably didn't go on a date until
Until
You
It
were
was like
21?
sophomore
Yeah.
year of high school.
I only remember like fireworks shows, like 4th of July. Like you'd like meet up with the girl you were talking
right,
to.
like everyone was always going
Even
to the
in
same
middle
place,
school?
and then you could like
yeah.
Even in middle school?
Oh yeah.
yeah. I never went on a date in middle school.
See, in our house
Really?
was the shit. Like all of our houses were the shit. Maybe not so much yours because you were way down on the end, but like the big fireworks thing they'd do. was like right across the street from our house. So like
Yeah.
everyone would come to our house.
Yeah, and then like I remember like distinctly that like I had like 8th grade girlfriends that like lived down the street. So like then we would like hang out like kind of like we'd walk down the street together.
You never like talk to them.
No. Like in school, hell no, dude. The elementary school. That's so funny you say that, dude. And we'd all the friends, like you'd have a core group of friends, like 15 guys, and then they'd like date a girl, like date whatever, like, and then like the next week your buddy would be dating her or something like that. But like as kids, like you didn't even care. You're just like,
cool, man, congrats.
like, I guess I'm on to the next, and you're saying like I love you at like 12.
The best is like MSN we were talking about. Like we'd have a group chat, but then you'd have side chats on. So like, can you believe they said that just now?
I can't believe that we did that, dude. Messenger, MSN Messenger, you could have, and there was like little, like you could send the like emoji type stuff, but like that was like the first
Like old school emoji.
yeah, like balloons or something that said "I love you" or something
man,
on there.
That's number one nostalgia.
What kind of
Nice
phone? What kind of
conversation.
phone did you guys have 7th and 8th grade?
Motorola Razr.
You
That
had
was
a
your
Razor?
first phone.
Dude, I upgraded to a Razor. I had something else before that. It was
I
like
had
this
I had
old like
so
Nokia
many
flip.
Yeah,
Like,
I
could
had
kill
a ton
somebody
of
with
flip
it.
phones.
The first thing I had was like a Kyocera or whatever, those like little blocks. With
And you
like,
had a Nokia.
or Nokia, that's what it was, dude. I had that in middle school, and then we got Crazers. I didn't have a Razor. I had a Crazer. It was like the skinnier version of a Razor.
Razor. That's like the.
Oh no, I didn't
that's
get
like
a
the
Razor.
fucking-
Dude, I got a BlackBerry. I felt like a businessman.
I remember you had that with the little ball on it.
roller ball.
You playing
Everyone's like,
golf on it?
yeah. Well,
What's wrong with a
that was-
Crazer, Sean?
It's like the.
Are you gonna pull us up?
No, I'm pulling up one that I had. This is like the Kellogg brand of fucking the Razor Kmart version of the Razor. That's funny.
I'm just waiting for you to do this.
I gotta try and full screen.
I
this.
love my Razor though because you could have music on it.
Oh, it's a video.
I don't want to watch.
Do you guys remember how badass it was to have like a special ringtone? Like you could
Yes.
like on your phone.
You know, for a long, you probably heard it since we were friends. This was probably like 5 years ago. When you would call me, it was the fucking orchestra. The
dude.
You know why that was? Is because back with because I've had this number since I got a phone, and I bought ringback tones. And guess
Yes,
what my ringbacks
ringbacks.
tone?
Nickelback.
Yes, Rockstar by Nickelback.
Sean loved Rockstar.
And no, that was the reason.
Is the phone that
This is I had this phone.
Oh, was that a
It was like a
juke?
switch-
Juke. Yeah, I had this.
I remember
phone.
Grayson had one of those.
Yeah, dude, you couldn't like it was so hard. Like I'd get a text and it would be like 5 sentences, or no, it'd be like a sentence, but you could only see a word at a time on the screen. Like I'm not kidding you, that phone was this big.
Oh yeah.
And when it swiped up, it was probably this big, but the screen on it was like that.
We went through a lot of phones.
No, you went through a lot of phones. I can tell you right now, my phones, I had the Razr, and then when Alltel switched to AT&T, we all got the,
You forgot about Alltel. Did you guys know that? Remember that? Alltel
Yeah.
was the original.
This was my most badass phone I ever thought I had
Anyway,
when I was at NV Touch.
I remember
got that
those.
when I was in 8th grade, and I thought it was a hand-me-down from my brother who got it from his friend. And I thought it was the coolest thing in the world because like you could close it, and it was touchscreen, but then you could flip it open. Like, do you remember the Envies?
Oh yeah.
Like all the NV phones were like the coolest thing you could have.
Yeah.
Or the
That's
one
funny.
that it's like that, but it slides up.
Yeah, yeah.
but
I'm so glad that I matured in high school and got
I've
iPhones.
had
When did the first iPhone come out?
Had to have been like 2000.
I've had 7 phones.
2009.
I've had 7 phones. I had the Razr.
2007.
I had the little phone. You got to pick from like 4 different phones when Alltel switched.
I remember
to
that,
AT&T.
dude, because I got like
you
this.
and Dad got the touch screens.
I got one that slid too. It was shitty. It was a shitty
it was
Samsung
a touch
slid.
screen, but it slid.
It was like the cheap. It was like the Walmart version of the one you just showed me.
And then after that, I went straight into an iPhone 4S, which is the first one of Siri. So like I was the cool kid that had the iPhone 4S. And then we had I had an iPhone 5S.
we went through all iPhones.
And then
we're at
iPhone
12
7,
now, so.
10, and then 12.
Did you guys have like when you were in middle school though? Because like iPhones weren't like they were like rich kid needed them.
Yeah, I didn't
And
have those.
Did you guys have like iPods
Oh, yeah.
also
Oh,
with
yeah.
the flip phone so you could like play games on your iPod Touch?
Doodle Jump.
Yes, Doodle
Angry
Jump,
Birds.
Temple Run.
Yeah.
Temple
Oh my
Run was
gosh!
big.
So-
yes.
so
What was the
We
one?
used to
I had the
Bob
one without
Temple
the
Run.
screen. What was that?
the what?
Like the
Look.
Nanos.
Oh, the Nanos. How do we?
I had one.
I-
There's
had
like
a Nano
40
color.
songs on it.
You
It
didn't
was
have an
full.
iPod Touch?
Nope.
Dude,
had a-
do you remember watching Pineapple
Nano.
Express on my Nano in band class?
Yeah.
I had one of those too. It was a little. They were long and they didn't have a.
Wait, not a nano, but
Maybe it was like a different one, but it was like a skinny version, and we could watch. It was a tiny little screen. It was like a nano screen or something.
Yeah.
Do you guys so like Temple Run, right? When that game came out, like it was the shit, right? Everybody in my like middle school was like, if you had the highest score, like you were cool as shit. And I remember YouTubing a glitch that you could do. So you could like run and then you would like turn and your guy would flip around. So you would just run forever with no obstacles in front of you. And
Sean would just walk in, check out my house.
I would leave my iPod on all night long with the screen and just let my dude run. And I was like, I remember like I let it go for like a week. And then I like came in, I was like, everybody was like talking about Temple Run. They're like, oh, you know, I'm at like 750 is my high score. And I'm like, 17 million.
dude, what a simpler time in life.
17 million, dude. I'm like, what's up?
All right, look, I got a phone.
Flappy
Yeah,
Bird.
I got a phone for you real quick. I was the shit with this one. The LG Rhythm. This thing was badass, dude.
RYTH. It's RY. Yeah, there it is, top one.
This was the first time I had like a cool phone.
Go back one more.
Before this was
You have an L in there.
7th or 8th grade, I want to say.
Right at the top, Sean. Jesus.
It slid up.
Oh my god!
It had a dial on it, and when you spun the dial, all the colors of the buttons would turn color.
This guy, you can still buy it if you want.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, I think that was it. Does it slide up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, this thing was badass.
We got 6 pictures here we can look through. Oh yeah, right there. Sorry. This guy?
Yeah, dude.
Do you guys remember, like, if you had to right now, could you text on the
Not without looking, no.
you know, like the where you had to click it like multiple times?
ABC.
Yeah, like
HGT.
do you think you could text on that right now if you had to?
Do you guys remember a time when you had a certain amount of texts you could send, like a certain amount of letters?
Dude,
like,
Riley pissed my dad off so bad.
Does that always go over the data or whatever?
My dad spent like $280 one month on a bill because Riley sent like 1,200 text messages.
Oh yeah, I'd be swooning the ladies, bro.
And then not talk to him in person.
Looking at all the unopened text messages I have now, I can't even imagine how many I go through.
What color was your razor?
Silver.
Mine was purple. Because of
It
my
was
mom's
silver,
old
but I had a
phone.
blue case on it.
That's really your first phone?
Mm-hmm.
That Crazer
it
I
from
had was
Dwayne.
badass, dude. I love it.
Crazer. I gotta look that.
Dude, I remember.
Is that a K?
Cole got the first cell phone out of any of us. It was a Razor. And I
Yeah.
remember we were all like, oh, we all want to see it. He's like, dude, get away from, like, he's like, just back up.
Oh
He had,
my
like, Pong
gosh.
on it or something like that.
Yeah,
or
we're
a
like,
brick.
what the heck?
No, dude, there's a little golf game you could play on it. I would just sit up in bed at night and play the golf game. But you had to buy the whole game, so I could only play like 4 holes. So I just get hole in one on every hole because I played them so much I knew how to do them.
That was the Crazer, man. That's wild.
It's KRZR, actually.
The color of it was badass, dude. I broke 4 of those phones.
Well, Dad broke 3 of them.
I swam in Lake Elmo with one. Dad snapped one in half because I was talking back. Dad was a big like destroy my dreams. Like he spiked an Xbox one time because I dared him to.
He did?
Oh, yeah. So
This was all deservingly. This was all deserving. This
I'll
wasn't
tell the
like
whole
my dad
story.
was a bad person. It was like we were shit kids.
So it was one of those things where Riley wouldn't let me play, and I was just fucking throwing a fit.
And he was a menace. He threw a controller at me, dude.
And so we got in a fight, and Dad had to come down. You knew shit got real because you could hear Dad's footsteps coming downstairs.
Yeah, because what they would do is they'd kind of yell at us from upstairs, like to knock it off. But once you heard like the footsteps coming downstairs, it was
And
over.
back then, because you've been there now, it's got the open cutout in the wall. Back then, it was a solid wall. So, like, you didn't know what kind of mood he was in until he came around the corner. The dude comes around the corner, grabs the Xbox, and starts heading upstairs with it because he was just going to take it from us.
Yeah, because they'd like put it in like a safe or something.
And then Riley was like, where do you think you're going with that? And he's like, excuse me? And then he's like, I'll break the thing right now. And Riley's like, I dare you. Literally just spiked it off the floor.
Shattered it.
Just destroyed it. Awesome. Turned around and walked upstairs, sat back in his chair, and started watching TV.
Ramsey, I think, fixed it though.
I did.
I remember like we had like it was literally like this like internals of an Xbox that we would play on. It was like a button on the outside, like all like computer parts. There was no like cover,
No casing at all. That's funny.
But I'm running out of nostalgic things to talk about. Is this what you expected to come on and talk about today?
No, but I'm really happy about it.
Yeah, it was fun. It was a good time, and I think that because I wanted you to come on and maybe talk about it's fishing season, right? It's time to get in the mode. What?
Still gonna turn it into a fishing?
No. I'm gonna end it here, but I want come on talk about fishing, but I also didn't want it to be like that was kind of your first podcast too. Was we really got a really inside look on you as a fly fisherman? I think on that first initial podcast. This is now Is Josh now tied again with the most podcasts ever?
That would be Dylan. Yeah, he tied.
I think he's tied with Dylan now for the most. But this was fun. This was different. It's got us. We've been so busy doing all this crazy new adventures that we have with this company that we didn't even have time to sit down and come up with a topic tonight. And it was kind of fun to just throw out something and roll off of it.
Yeah.
And so thanks for coming on. I know it was a little different, but hopefully you had a good time.
I got to talk about my trauma.
Yeah. Is there anything being? Go ahead.
For those of you out there, don't pick Josh for your kickball team.
Don't do it.
Or don't give him any multiplication problems to do.
This was kind of like I really think that we've been kind of talking about doing a podcast like this for a long time, and we just kind of evolved into it tonight.
Yeah. This is exactly what we've been wanting this to be since day one. Lodge crew, just have a good time. Just talk about anything under the rainbow.
Yeah, really. And I hope Josh had a good time doing it.
Oh, I had a blast.
Yeah,
that was awesome.
Do you have any BMB stuff to talk about today, or is everything kind of still on that trajectory for surprise? I mean, obviously we can talk about the fact that the turkey hunt drawing happened.
Yep.
We drew our winner. I don't know if I have to talk to the winner still to make sure. Well, we've told them, hey, you won. They're excited.
Yeah, we called them.
But I want to make sure that before we talk about, because last year was all easy. We had Dylan that we knew. We could say, this was Dylan.
He'd already been on the podcast.
We could say his name. We could say, post pictures of him. And I got to get some stuff clarified before I talk about who it is. We don't even know him personally. It's just a completely new person in our lives. But thank you everybody that bought tickets, that bought merchandise, that came to our local events. It really helped out a lot, and we were able to give Starlight a good chunk of change for
sure.
And I've said it before, and I say it again. I hope that we got to either pay for a good majority or an entire hunt for somebody. That's a big hope of mine.
For what that cause does, absolutely. It was, speaking with the people who run that foundation, it was. Realistically, as a nonprofit, they're happy with any dollar amount, and that wasn't our goal going into it. It was almost essentially, let's give them as much as we possibly can, right. And we facilitated that, and it was it made this year, knowing from what we've told the listeners and things, that we didn't really know if we wanted to do a second annual. Partnering with them was we're going to do it. This just helping out an organization like this was obviously very important to us. And so
You think we'll do a third?
I think so. For
I think
sure.
so too.
I think that with what we got going on with this same, sort of structure to how we do it now, I think definitely we will.
I think if it was something where we were still doing it just for the first year, we didn't have any nonprofit or anything to go with. It was our first big project to do to just give back to our listeners, and we really kind of flopped on it. I mean, kind of. We didn't barely sell any tickets.
It was it goes with everything that we're doing though. It's all trial and error for us. So we gotta learn before, and I hope people understand that is none of us know anything about what we're doing.
We learn it every week.
We truly do. We learn. We're the type of guys when we get in situations with that companies that are in our industry now that are dealing with, we ask the dumb questions because we really have no idea, and it's better to ask those dumb questions early than to move forward and then try and act like we know what we're doing.
Yeah.
And it's everything we've done is just. Let's try it and see what happens.
We've been able to model it off of some things.
For sure.
And of course, there's, I remember back years ago when someone would say, well, if you don't know what you're doing, then just YouTube it. And I mean, that's kind of what we do sometimes. Like that's
for sure
essentially what it is. And everything's been, I mean, at this point, we're starting to streamline a lot of I mean, there's not a lot of things that we're getting, having to learn the hard way right now. I mean, kind of, but not really.
In a way, well, certain things, yes. But for the most part now, we've truly learned to streamline the BMB process.
Yeah, and I think that, like, again, but I just want to say thank you for everybody that got involved in that. We're not going to announce it yet, but I will say just for something to keep a lookout on. There will not be, last year was our first year. It was our startup year. We ran one essential we say a giveaway or like a give back to the listener thing. There will be a second one this year. It's going to be amazing. There's so much that's going into that one. It's, again, that's something that's kind of we're going to wait to talk about it till it's all organized. But if you guys are looking for another opportunity at something as equal or exciting as winning some sort of giveaway, it's coming up. Excuse me.
Bigger than our last one for sure.
By far bigger, but stay tuned for that. Stay tuned for a couple things. And if you're checking out now and you're looking for any new merchandise, it's not available because the store is shut down now until, what do we say, April 3rd or April 7th, somewhere around there. It's getting a complete and utter makeover. I mean, first of all, we've got some new amazing sponsors of the podcast now. I mean, we've got 2 new companies we're working with, so that's going to be implemented in the new website. Our big new news that's coming out in a couple weeks will be implemented into, I mean, that's we're in a weird transitional period in basically April of all times, but there's a lot of companies out there that don't run their new stuff till April because it takes time to get, your yearly stuff going, but
and we're still in finalizing details and things like that with the majority of what Riley was talking about. So obviously we want to present it the best we possibly can to our viewers and our fans and things like that. So makes the most sense.
Yeah. And I think as far as anything else goes, that's probably the only thing we can really talk about right now.
We still have duck calls available.
Yeah, we do. I don't know where they went. There was 4 of them.
They are in a safe place currently.
Yeah, so if you're looking for gifts for birthdays and stuff like that for going into next hunting season, we have 4 of the most awesome duck calls still available. I guess we're not trying to push them too hard. We just want to let you know that they're still there because we've got some more gear coming out soon. So
very soon.
I can attest to that too. Those sound good.
Yeah, I think that
very user friendly. Like you don't have to be good at duck calling to use them. Like they're just pure sound and
they're
a good product.
I guess the one thing we've never really spoke about is they're not like the typical show up to Cabela's Shields buy a duck call. Like these are like custom handmade duck calls, and they're, I mean, for a guy that's not totally involved in the waterfowl world, the separation between sounds I've heard from different duck calls, they definitely sound a lot more presentable, I feel like.
Yeah, I think, and I still think at a price point of $80, they're one of the more competitive, easily cheaper in their class of duck call. Like again, you could go buy a $20 Buck Gardner or Duck Commander, ones that just sound like a little squeak toy, all the way up to your $150 Zincs and stuff like that. I think that this one at the price point that it's at, it's a really good deal if you're looking for something to use for, use for a long time.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
A good open water call. So check that out. Again, no merchandise. I mean, we're in limbo right now till stuff comes out, but stay tuned for that. Josh, thanks for coming on. It's always a blast. The Lodge Crew guys are a big part of what we do, so it's fun to do
thanks
that.
for having me. It was a lot of fun.
I'm glad that you were kind of our guinea pig for this kind of style Lodge Crew that we're doing where everything goes.
Yeah.
You got to get up and go to the bathroom, just go, type of thing. Like,
well, Sean's got this idea that he's been wanting to do for a long time where we do a podcast on like a weekend.
Like a Saturday night, like a Saturday afternoon, essentially, and everything goes in a way.
Yeah, if you want to have a beer or you want to have, just hang out and just literally talk about anything. Maybe we have something going on the TV. We want to talk about like Transformers or something.
Yeah,
just something.
I mean,
crazy.
It's anything, and it's like it's a big idea that we've been coming up with, and I kind of like this being kind of like the preliminary to doing that. I think it flows well and it works. I mean, we're really good at sitting down and obviously bullshitting about one topic for an hour and 39 minutes at this point.
Yeah.
So I think it's something that we could do well and do, present professionally, and it would be awesome.
And any 90s babies that see nostalgia, like 90s nostalgia, they're going to want to listen to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be
gonna relate
interesting if
to
we have any
anybody.
friends listen to this that are going to
Yeah.
comment on
I bet there's people all around like the country that could listen to this podcast and be like, oh, I remember that. I'm sure it's like a...
Oh, yeah, it's
talk
got to
about
be.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, if you can give us some sort of feedback too. I mean, we got YouTube now. This is a show. You get to see us on YouTube. Comment down below. Like, was this a style that brought your some entertainment to you, or you like us to stick with what we normally do? I like to have. We're doing something different every week. We're doing Zoom calls. We're doing in-store interviews, and we're doing.
I don't think we need to be, chalked down to one niche. I feel like
I really enjoyed this season 2 has been just a
phenomenal.
times 2 and double of fun. Just fun for us because, we talk about this isn't really our main company focus. I mean, it is, but it's not like there's so many other things going on that this isn't like the one thing that we depend on.
At the end of the day, like we're all outdoorsmen and like, hunters. We're all the guys in this room right now with Josh being our lodge crew member. We're all big hunters,
right.
And obviously this company is based around that sort of lifestyle, outdoors, things like that. But the podcast, we could come on here with like we've said it so many times. We've come on with so many people that are like we've talked about things outside of hunting and outdoors realm, and I feel like we're really good at being able to just bring things out, we can discuss, we can bullshit anything, it's like, it's a great time. And I feel like that we can offer a lot of things.
Your podcast last week, that was probably one of my favorites. Like just listen to her talk about her company, and like, I've never been interested in hiking and camping, like just to hike and camp, but just listen to her. Like she has that same passion for it that we do for hunting or fishing.
Yeah.
And I never understood it, but I can feel it. Like just listen to her talk about it. Like it's the same passion we have, and it's just a primal thing.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I think
that we agreed leaving that night that was by far our best podcast of all time. And I think that's like we're talking about, like you can come in one week, you can listen to our podcast, and it's something really informative and entertaining in a educational way, right? Informative way. You can come in this week and it's just a cluster of just fun.
Which is great though. It is truly great because I really feel like our demo for audience could drop drastically if every week we came in here and went, all right, let's see topic.
We're gonna go talk about
mule deer
migration.
Yeah,
by
like
Sean Morris.
Like things like that. Like we could drop. I mean, it's just like the podcast doesn't. Even though we're an outdoors media company, we can branch off. Obviously, because for the last hour we've talked about nostalgic. Now. You know what I mean? That's fun, and we truly enjoy doing that.
But tell me if you agree with this. If we're going to keep doing a podcast, especially when it's not our, and again, when I say it's not our main focus, it's still our biggest thing that we do. It's just not our, like, it's not going to be your only baby, right? It's going to be, it's a grown-up baby. I always come up with the dumbest things to talk about, but for us to continue to do something like this, it has to be fun, right? And tonight was fun. And I think that being able to switch it up every now and then and give you guys something different to listen to is super important.
Yeah. There's a lot of people out there that don't want to listen to hunting talk all the time,
Yeah.
There's guys out there that, they would love it. But we want to present on multiple platforms for our demographic, and that's what we're doing.
Yeah, and I think it was a good time. And again, thanks for coming, Josh. I'm sure we'll.
I hope you had fun, because this was a lot different from any other podcast that we've had with you on, and it was a lot of fun for us.
I had a great
and I think
time.
Josh will
come back.
I think he'll definitely be on before hunting season or in hunting season for sure. So I look forward to that. If you want to check out Josh's everyday goings, go check out him at Josh Adamson on Instagram.
I think it's Joshua.
At Joshua Adamson on Instagram. He's always fishing. He's always hunting. He's got some really cool looking Instagram. So if you guys want to go check out his stuff, give him a follow. That Lodge crew member is always out doing some outdoor stuff. As for us, I think we're good for this week. Check us out next week. We have a Zoom interview next week. Another awesome. We're cranking out the Zoom interviews, and they've been a lot of fun. They actually turned out to be not really that hard to set up. We really were
after the first one.
Yeah, after Josh's brother actually that was on. That was actually kind of a cluster. But now that we got it nailed down, they're actually kind of really one of the easier ways we can do some sort of, because it's comfortable too, because it's just usually the three of us
Yeah.
having a good time. But as always, thank you for listening, and we will catch you on the next one.
See ya.
See ya.
Thanks for listening to another episode of Bull Mountain Brothers.
Hey, if you're looking